And we are live. Greetings and salutations, Focuz Up family. Welcome to the March 2nd, 2024 installment of the Focuz Up Show. We thank you for tuning in with us live every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube and various other platforms, or catching up with us on replay. And we ask that you click that like, that subscribe, that bell, and share to support and maintain your weekly Focuz Up fix. I am Mr. Nice Guy, nice as in the word Saint spelled backwards. And today, my lovely co-hosts, as usual, the lovely First Lady J. We got Brother Walk, host of Sex Talk with Walk on Thursdays at 9 p.m. And Brother Charles X, our resident minister of information. But check this out. Today, we're down a few people. We're down El Poo and we're down Floyd X, taking care of business. And on that note, because of that, there won't be a spin that back after this show. But, let's get to the get. What's going on with you, First Lady J?
Nothing, just blessed to see another day and be on this show and looking forward to what you guys have to say today because I feel like it's going to be some comical, juicy stuff going on and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, the inmates might be in control of the asylum up in here, but what's going on with you, Brother Wall?
Well, when Brother Floyd X, the boss, is not on here, I'll wild out. Yeah, I'm going in today.
Yeah. And the supervisor has control of the switch.
I have power. Brother Charles X, what's going on with you today?
It's going well, my brothers and sisters, and I'm just excited to participate in another show with you all.
That's right. And in case y'all didn't catch us, the Sunday school with Charles X last Sunday, you need to go check it out. That was about almost 3 hours of fire.
Yeah.
Charles X was bringing it. I mean, I really had no defense to his onslaught of information. To the extent that I could parry, I did. But we made arguments on both sides. But yeah, no, he did some really good stuff. So it was a great setup, very thorough. Salute, brother. So that having been said, let's get to the get in the news. Let's see what's up first lady.
What do we have first? Okay. Walk is going to have to go into that one because I did not.
You want me? I'll read. You want me to read what I got? Okay. So some more than 20 years after Run DMC star Jam Master Jay was brazenly gunned down in a recording studio, two men close to him were convicted Tuesday of murder, marking a moment authorities had long awaited in one of hip hop's world's most elusive cases. An anonymous Brooklyn federal jury found Carl Jordan Jr. and Ronald Washington guilty of killing the pioneering DJ in 2002 over what prosecutors characterized as revenge for a failed drug deal.
That's what it was, and that's what it was about, because JMJ, y'all know he was the street dude of the Run DMC. Money was getting kind of low. He was dealing with a bunch of artists trying to get new talent out there, but still you got like maybe a $2,000 a month overhead in the mansion. He was trying to get that money. That's all I can assume. So, but when stuff don't go right, that type of business you're dealing with, that's what kind of come with it. I'm not saying nobody deserved anything like that, but that's what kind of transpired. And it was a mystery for years, for like over 20 years that people was in question of who they kind of knew. But I guess the DEA and everybody, they put two and two together and they solved the case. It is what it is. Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay.
Hey, anybody see that Netflix documentary on who killed Jam Master Jay?
I think I did.
Yeah, because
That's years ago, huh?
Yeah, it was years ago, but they touched upon the stuff, and it's my belief that that's what really kind of like kicked it up, because once that, it sort of like created a new passion for them to sort of reignite the case and follow through, because the people that did it, the people there saw it, they knew who it was,
right?
But they were scared, or these dudes just walked up and just shot Jam Master Jay. What's gonna stop them from shooting them? So everybody was kind of tight-lipped about it. But yeah,
then it was all of us. Then it was all of a sudden the camera that's always on didn't work when you come in and go up the stairs. Everything was like all of a sudden no one, wasn't working. Nobody knew nothing. Like it was kind of odd,
Yeah. That I remember. It was that Leroy, my homeboy, had sent me that text. The Jam Master Jay got killed, and that was one of the hip hop deaths that hit me the hardest, because he was really the guy that made me want to be a DJ. I remember seeing the Fresh Festival in Long Beach, and I was just like, "That's what I got my turntables right after that." So anybody else got something to say about this one?
I would say with me that just to follow up on your last comment, that Nipsey's death probably hit me the hardest of all of them. Just in general, but as I've been just reading up and just studying up on that story in terms of Jam Master Jay, it just reminds me of the problems and challenges that we're having with law enforcement, investigating crimes in the first place and coming to a quick a closure. When you don't solve these crimes, there's an injustice that exists, which creates an imbalance. And now today we have even more questions that are coming, because a lot of police departments now are starting to quell down and even have less of a response to various crimes. Like, for example, in Pittsburgh, officers are still going to respond to in progress emergency calls where a suspect may be on the scene, or where or a crime where a person may need medical aid, domestic disputes that are in progress at the time. But things like burglar alarms, theft, criminal mischief, harassment, all these are going to be held by a call center, which means obviously a lot of these crimes we definitely have, unfortunately, crimes that happen in our community. So with even more of a lack of response, from these law enforcement organizations, I just wonder how many more, unsolved, crimes and lack of justice that we'll receive.
Definitely.
First lady, what was you about to say about that? About Jam Master Jay?
I have nothing to say other than I'm glad they convicted these two men, and may he continue to rest in peace.
And there's a third person that's got a trial that's involved in all this stuff as well. So, we'll see how that plays out. So then what do we have up next? We have R.I.P. Richard Lewis.
Richard Lewis, who mined life and neurosis for dark comedy, dies at 76. That's all I have right now. And if you have any more, you can elaborate a little bit more.
I love Richard Lewis from back in the 80s. I would see him on all type of comedy shows, Johnny Carson show, the Late Show. He was funny as hell.
Dang, you old, Walk. You said Johnny Carson.
Yes.
Yeah. I used to
Google
watch
it.
But he been doing this thing. We grew up with the guy. Like, just seeing him on different shows, Curb Your Enthusiasm. He was really a funny dude, Yeah.
I think the other one was Anything But Love too, with Jamie Lee Curtis. So he was that dude. So and I haven't started Curb That Enthusiasm. I want to get to it because everybody talks very highly of it. And as I understand, it's not even scripted. They just freestyle all that stuff. But
wow.
I know that's like amazing.
You like 15 years late, dude.
Hey, I still ain't seen The Sopranos, so it is what it is. But rest in peace to that brother. So up next we got, check this out, Mitch McConnell stepping down.
Mitch McConnell, the longest serving Senate leader in history, who maintained his power in the face of dramatic convulsions in the Republican Party for almost 2 decades, will step down from the position in November. McConnell, who turned 82 last week, announced his decision on Wednesday.
I'll sit up. You got something to say about that, First Lady J?
November is too long.
Walk, you got something to say about that?
You know who about to run the whole flow for.
Yeah, we know. That's why I'm coming back to you, Charles. Because I mean, look,
Remember,
I'm not gonna go ahead.
This is an hour show, Mr. Charles. This is an hour. Go ahead.
Yeah, the inmates run their silent, but we got to have a little bit of control here. But yeah, no, this is a situation where me and Walk we agree in this full step about his age to a point. I'm not going to clown a person going to get old. God willing, we're going to get old, and that's going to be a blessing just to reach that. But I mean, when a dude just freezes up on you, on TV and stuff like that, I mean, it's definitely time. So, that's where we're at. Not celebrating the person not being able to do his job, but celebrating the dude transitioning to a different section of his life. You got something succinct to say about this, brother Charles X?
Yeah, just real briefly. We have saw him freeze up on multiple occasions, and he's taken a route that maybe even Mr. Biden himself should consider. But in general, a lot of Republicans and conservatives are very happy that he's stepping down because he represents an old guard, the neocon sector of the Republican Party, like the Nikki Haley's and whatnot, and those that are supporting Trump, who has the base of the Republican majority right now. McConnell just does not represent, what is in, their best interest and what they focus on, which is a more of America First agenda. So him stepping down is the right thing to do for a number of reasons.
All right. So on that next, the next in the news topic is a Fat Joe, sporting them fresh Air January 6th is up. Oh, the boss is here, so we're gonna have to act a little bit better. he must have been upset about something. He done came from his vacation to pop in up on here. What you got to say, Floyd? Oh, too silent. I know he just came in. Jesus, take the wheel. But anyway, so Fat Joe, he's saying that he doesn't support Trump. He's just a shoe collector. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sorry, I jumped on this. Did you have something for this first Fat Lady? First Lady Joe, I'm about to call you Fat Lady Joe.
Fat Lady.
You already said it. Let's go. Fat Joe. That's de facto supporting Donald Trump. They're like that. That's what it is. It's like someone is running a brothel of children. I'm not having sex with kids. They are. You are supporting what's going on. That's negative. If you say you're not a Donald Trump supporter and you bought the shoes, whether you got them for free or not, you sure was promoting them. So you are a Trump supporter, Mr. Fat Joe, Mr. Hypocritical Man. Yeah. So that's what it is. But it's just a pair of shoes. Like, to me, they ugly as hell. I don't know who would buy them. You will stand out wearing them goofy shoes. But yeah. But Fat Joe, yeah, you are a Trump supporter. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Which we're not gonna say is a wrong or right thing. We're not taking positions, but hey, them the Air Trumps look better than them James Hardens. Have you seen them? Woo.
Yeah.
Ouch. But you got something to say about them shoes, First Lady? Opinion wise?
I won't be purchasing them.
Well, they're already gone. It was like $399. That was the limited edition, so there's only 1,000 of them. So if you are a collector, go ahead.
Even if they were 99 cents, I wouldn't purchase them.
Yeah, I wasn't rocking them. I definitely wasn't rocking them with that flag on the back neither. But you got something to say about this Charles X? You probably call this the well, go ahead. Let me get out your way. What you got to say about it? First of all, would you wear those shoes?
The only thing that would have me wear these shoes is I was hearing a lot of rumors about, many of our people who would want to run up and want to attack someone wearing the shoes. So just out of, want to call the bluff, I was interested from that perspective. But, I don't particularly like the shoes. I love gold shoes. Now I have a couple pair right now, in the closet and whatnot, but, like you were saying, with me, I've never been patriotic to the fact of where I wear American flags and whatnot. The American flag is worse than the damn Confederate flag, in a lot of ways to me, from what it is represented, and how we've been treated, underneath, that flag, so I'm just not a big fan of it. But, I do feel that Fat Joe is being a little hypocritical, because why promote it? I understand from a shoe collector perspective, man, get those. A limited edition, $4.99, and to the conservative base, those things could go up in value significantly. You know what I mean? So if it's about your money, I get it. You know what I mean? That's something that's understandable. But I do think I'm wondering about where he really lies, politically, for this round of elections this year.
Yeah, that's when you just so hooked up on getting the clicks that you just kind of get out of your character and slip up. But next in the news topic, a different world cast, HBCU tours. You got something on that, First Lady Jane?
Absolutely. The cast of A Different World is reuniting to tour historically Black colleges and universities to celebrate the show's 35-year anniversary. The cast, which includes Daryl M. Bell, Sharmell Brown, Jasmine Guy, Kadeem Hardison, Don Lewis, Cree Summer, Glenn Turman, and Sinbad, will go on a 10-city speaking tour. The tour, which will feature panels and other events, began February 29th in Atlanta, home to Clark Atlanta University, Morehouse College, and Spelman College.
So you got something to say about that, First Lady Jane?
I wish I could be there to witness some of it.
Honestly, yeah. Go ahead.
A Different World was one of my favorite. Of course, it was not a real college. I can't even think of the name of the college that was used.
Hillman.
Yeah, Hillman. But I enjoyed the show, and I wish I had known about this much sooner, because I would have loved to visit one of those cities, especially Atlanta.
And walk. That's basically saying she would have worked one of her many vacations into, parlay. Right. I ain't mad at you. Hey, honestly, I think it's kind of dope. One of the things that they were just doing a show. It was just a TV show, but they noticed that this show sort of like really promoted HBCUs back in the day. So this is a sort of a way of also kind of reflecting on something that they did, but also continuing to promote it. So I do think it's kind of awesome. Honestly, I like to see it myself. That's a pretty dope compilation of players. You got something to say about this?
I think they're about 20 years late, because they all old and they ain't cute no more. Just let me stop. I ain't going to start there. It's very inspirational, but this is a big gap. Like, a lot of these kids probably have no clue who the hell they are, what A Different World is. So I think it's just a little bit late, but it's like, to us as parents, we're the ones who paying for them to go to college. So it's like, okay, yeah, the HBCUs. That was, what I'm saying? That was a look into college life for Black children. And it was a very popular show. And it did promote that Black HBCU. And that's probably why they canceled it.
Ouch. Hey, but I will say this. Dang it, forgot my point. But you were saying that too old. This stuff is in syndication. So a lot of these people, it's kind of fresh for them. So, I mean, it's just like us. We grew up on Gilligan's Island and F Troop and stuff like that. But that stuff was like old, but it was new to us. So, I think there is I think that
kids
people
ain't watching it. Ask in it. We all got kids in their 20s. Ask them, do you know what A Different World is? They're gonna be like, nah.
I'm gonna ask. But yeah, hey, Martin and different, those things are on TV right now. So Martin. Martin. Martin is the show. You wonder why it didn't work? Because Martin was playing against it and Martin killed it. So that's why. But not to be blaming Martin or nothing, but I'm just saying that these shows are actually on TV right now. So there's a new generation jumping into it. So now we're going to be speaking about schools and beautiful things. Let's talk about
brother, let me chime in.
Sorry, my bad.
I just wanted to say that that you hit the point right on the mark. And right now on HBO Max, I have The Different World, in my favorite shows, because you got the whole series, on HBO Max, the app. You see what I'm saying? So this is perfect timing for them to do this in terms of promoting, the content that's on HBO Max, as well as what's in syndication. And also, the one thing that we have to remember is, that we're living in an age now where nostalgia is huge and it sells. And the fact that you can see a Barbie movie come out, generate billions, as old as that brand is, and probably a little bit more relevant. But, today, in terms of college education, just to also promote, a lot of our children to consider, CUs and whatnot. I think that's very, very important. But then the only thing that I don't like about what's going on with this tour is that, yes, they're raising, a scholarship funds. That's great and whatnot. We get a chance to see, some of the old cast and whatnot together. That's great, but there is some lacking on our HBCU campuses in terms of being able to compete more with these, major, colleges, in terms of funding, in terms of talent, and actually in terms of education in general. So I want to see, some ideas that come out that would strengthen the HBCUs, like what we've heard in the past, like from Minister Farrakhan, who was saying that, look, if all Black people, we created a monthly fund to where all the working members in our society just donated a dollar. We have over 20 million working adults and children in the community. So if every month we're generating $20 million, and we have an executive team manage those funds, make investments, grow that fund, we can afford to send all our children to HBCUs free, have them get a high quality education, like in the engineering, sciences, things of that degree, and then have them come back to the community and serve the community and help heal, some of the challenges that we have in the community. So that's why I would have like this song.
Hey, that's some good stuff right there. So on that note, someone who's putting in their own money, the $1 billion Bronx donation. What you got about that for us, First Lady?
Ruth Gottesman, a former professor at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine and the widow of a Wall Street investor, announced Monday that she is donating $1 billion to the school in the Bronx. The gift means that four-year students immediately go tuition-free, while everyone else will benefit in the fall. That was the best news I heard.
Yes,
that's a perfect segue.
Yes. Like when I saw that article, I was like elated, just like floored, in the Bronx. So, you get people of color as well that get the benefit from this. We have some new doctors that don't have to pay, and I'm one of those that's always felt like doctors and teachers should not have to pay to get educated.
Hey, I'm a socialist, so you ain't gonna get no argument here. What you got to say about this, Walt?
I think schooling and Medicare should be free for everybody. Those are two things that you shouldn't have to pay for, because it's definitely will benefit society. There is no way around that. That's freaking shit. Those two things on me. Those don't get too crazy over
there. What you got to say about this, Brother Charles X?
Yeah, so like I said, it was a perfect segue into what I just mentioned with the HBCUs. Is here we have someone that donated a large amount of money, that would attract. I don't think it's just necessarily for brown people, if you will, but the fact that there will be some who don't have resources that are able to go to some of these medical colleges and grow in their knowledge and experience. I think that's a very good thing at the end of the day. But we got to remember, just to pick up where we're walking, just saying in terms of the medical industry, is the medical industry was created to make money. If you look at they're very aligned with a lot of the food companies here inside of America who allow toxins, and all sorts of poisons and in our foods, and when I say poisons, it don't have to be necessarily poison. It could be the high sodium content, that is inside our foods, the high sugar content that's inside our foods, and all these different food additives. These things detract and take away from their health, thus making you be in need, for the very services that the medical industry offers, in which they're giving you some of what you lost back. So it's really that's
the nature of capitalism. As a homeboy from Wall Street said, greed is good, at least what he thought it was. So we understand that dynamic.
Well, I wouldn't say necessarily capitalism. You'll see people take advantage of that system, but I don't care what kind of ism it is. You have people that could exploit, that particular system.
If you're trying to make money, if you're trying to make money, it fundamentally comes back down to capitalism. But I understand, you're right. People will do stuff from just power. Dictators will oppress their people. But let's pivot on to Brother Cam Newton and the situation that happened with him. You got something for us, First Lady J?
Yes, former NFL quarterback Cam Newton said he's disappointed in himself for losing control of his emotions over the weekend at a 7-on-7 youth football tournament in Atlanta, resulting in a brief fight involving several men from competing teams. A 22-second video surfaced on Sunday showing a 34-year-old Newton involved in an altercation with at least three other men outside of a school at the tournament. Newton did not throw any punches and appeared to try to fend off some attackers. The incident was quickly broken up by policemen and security.
Oh, see, Walk ran away because he was. I was really interested to hear his take on it because he was saying that Cam and
I had
Thanos
to
is
get
must.
something. I had to get something. You know the squad. Even though they got rid of my boy, and he looked just like him out there on the field with them brothers that attacked him. Even though he might have initiated, but Cam can do no wrong. You know what it is. He handled them. It was like a movie. I thought it was a skit when I first saw it. Because he had that freaking witch hat on, and I'm like, "What is this?" And he manhandled them guys. He handled it very well. And salute to Cam Newton. I don't care what happened. I don't care if he grabbed the dude first or what.
His hat never came off. Did you see that video, Brother Charles X?
No, I didn't see the video, but I did read the article on it. And before Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton was my dude. I was really excited for him to not only get drafted, but to go to the Panthers. Man, I had me a Cam Newton Black Panther jersey and whatnot. Boy, I was rocking it hard. You know what I mean? Because it had a lot of symbolism, with that jersey and whatnot, just in general. But the brother, as men and women and adults in general, we have to definitely learn how to be in control of our emotions. That's one of the biggest struggles that many have. And, in this situation in the past, if you remember, has, been real critical of you for not being respectful, in general. And so I think he just, that was still existing. And then, he just didn't manage his emotion, so, he acknowledged that, there's some things he could have done better. And then, we just move on. But yeah, Cam Newton, I still like him. To me, he should have been playing in the NFL last year, based on a lot of these other weak, sorry quarterbacks that were out there. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Hey, and Cam's doing things. He's got like a podcast, so he's putting in the work. He's a lot more visible nowadays, and it's working for him. So salute to that brother. He may have been out of pocket, and men are gonna be men. And when you're dealing with a monster like that, he was just monster. Like Walk said, he was a monster among monsters. So it's absolutely not gonna be a fair against average regular men. But
dude is 6'6". 260, like that's he's the same height as rest in peace Kobe Bryant. Like that's freaking like an imposing threat. Like
except built like a linebacker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's the part you forget about.
You're gonna need like 8 guys at least at bare minimum, dude, for real.
I mean, he was sunning them. He was definitely sunning them. But I'm not gonna be celebrating that. But I'm glad that he didn't punch back, and then he basically it looked like an adult playing with kids. You're not really trying to hurt him, but you're just trying to keep him at bay. So, and
that's something he did mention as well. He said these was grown men. Don't think he been knowing these guys over 13, 15 years. All these guys. He been running this camp and all this stuff. He been working with these dudes. I think it was a little hating going on. Like, come on. Camp be getting a lot of flack everywhere he go. Like, kids are talking crap. I think it's because he's like a gentle giant, and you thinking like, I know he ain't gonna do nothing because he'll get in trouble. This big old dude. I think that's why I think they be trying to press them buttons, man.
Oh yeah, you talking about
it could be, but I think it's just yeah. There it is. Yeah, I think in general it really is. Comes back to culture. I mean, when we look at culture, there in our youth, there is not a healthy respect for adults in general, and maybe it's deserved. But that isn't there. But with someone of Cam's credentials, and accomplishments, it doesn't make a lot of sense why, you as a young athlete wouldn't show him the utmost of respect, and that's where I think, Cam, that his energy came from. Like, man, who the hell do these little, cats think they are? This is my camp.
Right.
Yeah, but men's gonna be men's. But on that note, next up, Diddy, more problems, less money. You got something on that, First Lady J?
Yes, I do. This week, Sean Diddy Combs has been sued by a music producer who accuses the billionaire hip-hop mogul of sexually assaulting him and forcing him to have sex with prostitutes. The extensive 73-page suit, containing graphic details and photographs, accuses the Grammy-winning artist of repeated instances of unsolicited groping and sexual touching. Combs' lawyer has called the events described as pure fiction. However, this marks the fifth lawsuit in recent moments involving sexual assault allegations against him.
Sheesh. Go ahead, Brock.
I'm investigating this Diddy. Diddy, wait, hold on. It's a lot of stuff for the last 20 years we've been hearing about with Diddy. Like, come on now, where there's smoke, it might be a fire somewhere around. Now, I don't know if this brother, Little Rod, who was looking for a big rod, obviously.
Pause.
I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but something is there through the years. And Tariq Nasheed said this. He said once with Cassie, when she won that lawsuit with him, the floodgates are going to open. We're going to hear more about Diddy. This ain't it.
Did you have something to say about that, First Lady?
No. Anything to say about Diddy? I can't even say what I said to you guys behind scenes. So
Right.
And,
Hey, Floyd ain't saying here. Let's go.
do the Diddy if you want to.
Ouch.
That's all I'm say.
Brother Charles X, you got something
Well,
to say
everyone
about
knows that I'm a men's advocate, and I've been very vocal in terms of a lot of false accusations, that have existed, in recent years. And, I started looking into some of the Diddy news, and I mean, it's hard for me. I can't say one way or another, but it's hard for me to say that, like Walk said, that this smoke, appears to be maybe some fires that are existing out there, and there's a lot of questionable decisions allegedly that the brother has made, and there's a lot of information coming from a lot of different sectors from more credible people. Usually when you have these allegations, come out, the people may not be that credible. It might be very, very, very old news and whatnot, but this has been, a flood of allegations, that's been coming his way, so, I'm not in a position to say one way or another, but, he definitely won't get the rigorous defense I've given others, in terms of these positions,
There's been some collateral damage, you talk about what was that preacher? What's the dude that was being accused of
TD Jakes?
TD Jakes, so and then all this stuff is coming out. You're hearing stuff about a Meek Mill. He's catching some heat behind this. So it's just, these people get swept up in the Diddy hailstorm. So, be careful.
But wait, watch this though. Believe it or not, they getting clicks and likes over this crap anyway. Meek Mill, because his career was on the downslide. He got a new freaking EP out. It's trash. One good song. I just listened to it yesterday. I love Meek Mill though. It's one good song, but he getting views and they checking his project out over the whole Diddy news. That's why he responded.
They say that all press is good press, but I mean, I don't know if you've seen them pictures, man. Them pictures are very pause worthy. So I don't know, but this seems like a good segue to parlay into. Let's get some commercials going. Let's see. for all your cross-country trucking needs. That's one of our foundational Focus Up family members, though. So salute to that brother. And then let's also this one. This is for Floyd's people up north. And go ahead.
To the owner of that bar, I know that guy, cool guy. I haven't been up there to Sacramento yet. I'm coming to the bar, buddy. I will be there. Yes. Drinks on you. You're the owner.
Pause. But again, we celebrating. This is all Black business. That's again up north. But for your meats, for your halal meats, for all your good stuff, and he allegedly delivers. So hey, follow that up.
Yeah, no, he's a good brother.
And then also this one, we got to get Sister Nitra back on. That's gobealive.org. Go get you some of that black honey. So
I've been using it. I think my hairline coming back. I eat it in. I be like, no, I'm just joking. So come on, sis. Come back on the show, sister. Yeah,
that's right. She's traveling, but yeah, we're gonna get her back on. But now let's do some Focus Up, family. That's Saturday at 10:30, but not this Saturday. El Poo's got some stuff to do, and I wasn't about to try to do the solo trip. But and on that note, we got this hit show that comes out Thursday. Sorry, that was the wrong one.
It's too late. I look like a damn pervert like you. Bring your children over. But it is what it is. Sex Talk Walk every Thursday, 9 p.m. I'm doing the show by myself this weekend because my guys have flaked on me. They're the reason. I'm going to do it. I got the program. Floyd sent it to me. I'm doing it this week by my damn self.
So now it's up to you, First Lady. You're the last one to go through producer training.
Let's see what had happened was. I keep skipping.
One last one. Whoops. Okay, that wasn't the one I thought, but salute. Man, it's freaking pouring out there. But all right, so let's get on with the topics. The first topic is bam. March Awareness Month, nutrition, colorectal cancer, and HIV. Turning the floor over to you, Brother Walt.
March Awareness Month. This is actually because it's not necessarily all three Z's at the same time. It's actually everyone has their certain day. Like March 1st is actually colorectal cancer month, colon cancer month. That's the third most common cancer worldwide. Old people are the individuals 50 and up who normally get it. High intake of processed food and meats is what causes it. Low intake of fruits and veggies. You got to eat the fruits and veggies, baby. Colorectal cancer is often diagnosed at advanced stages when treatment is limited. You waited too long. Now, but wait, here's the thing though with colon cancer. I'm telling you, I was talking to my doctor last year. I said, look, bro, I said, I'm not doing that test where they put the thing. I said, if that happened, I guess that's what I'm gonna die. I really was like, I'm not doing it. But he said there's a different way we can do it where they can, where you have symptoms, you just take a stool sample, you did this little thing in there, put it in a box, and then you mail it. And then they check. Now, if anything comes up, then it's like you got to get that so they could check and probe for in case you have that. Now, wait, one more thing. So you don't have to be worried about that like I was, because I was not doing that. But anyway,
I was violated. But go ahead.
Hey, pause, my brother. Wait, and then March 10th is National Women and Girls HIV Awareness. Yes, that's March 10th. They have different things. It's not the whole month dedicated. It's different days. There's a lot of these diseases and ailments going on. Awareness Day for March 10th. Share what you do is share a social media post, spark conversations about HIV, and show that it's highly preventable. Now, women high diagnosis among Black people represent 40% of cases, despite us being only 14% of the population. And women is the highest number of the new cases from Black women. So we got to keep this in mind. And I always say this, whether you're single or married, get an HIV test every month. Not every month. Wait, I mean, once a year. I'm sorry. Once a year. But because I have a story. And I'm saying this because I know a lot of times people are married and in long-term relationships, so they feel like, oh, I'm good. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I was having sex. I like saying sex like that because when I was doing my research, it's homosexual. I'm not homo. Pause. Don't get it twisted. But he kept saying sex, and I was like, why you keep saying it like that? But anyway, I was having regular sex with this young lady. And it was like once a week, every 2 weeks. I don't know. But then one day, the next day, we had sex one day. Then the next day, I'm at the bar. I'm chilling. She walked in with her man. I didn't know she had a boyfriend. I did not know. So I'm telling you, even if you're in a relationship, once a year, get tested for everything. I get tested every year. And since Floyd X is not here, I have what they say about penitentiary guys when they just get out. I got cleaned
it. You got something to say about this topic, First Lady J?
I just want to say they all pretty much go hand in hand. Practice safe sex as far as the HIV. One of the issues that high rates of number for the Black women as well, because we also have a whole lot of down low brothers that's sneaking around and doing their thing and coming back to sisters. And that's unknown fact. And nutrition, just I will say you are what you eat. Be aware of what you put into your body. It plays a whole part of your health issues all day long. And as Walk mentioned, with the colorectal cancer, the processed meat, all that, men and women 50 and over, please get your colon checked. If you have any blood in your stool, run to the doctor. That's pretty much all I have to say.
Hey, Brother Charles X, you got something to say about this?
I'm just going to echo much of what I heard. When it comes to cancer and sickness in general, I think it's very wise. In fact, I know it's very wise to really be focused on one's diet and exercise, making sure you're getting those fresh fruit, veggies, have a diet rich in potassium. You definitely want to avoid, if not, at least cut it out, cut it down. But your fast food and your processed food intake, because a lot of these are high in sodium. If by making these adjustments in one's life, a lot of sickness that happens in our community would not be there. That's the biggest challenge that we have, is what we eat. that is the cause and root of all sickness. So that's why I would encourage. And when it comes to the HIV, there's definitely some things that you could do, in terms of making sure you're getting screened and whatnot. But I would say just when you look at our family structures in the Black community, there's such a high rate of single parent families, and if we could curb that and start creating more stronger families in general, that are having a high moral code, we would see less of that, those sexually transmitted disease impacting us as well. So I would just encourage less promiscuity, and just more commitment, and us as individuals, to display the type of attributes that will encourage our partners, and our spouses to be faithful.
Yep, I tell you, and I'm blaming it on the internet. We promoting wholeness and out there-ness and just doing whatever you want to do, and there's consequences and repercussions for what we do. So it's not just a function of your dietary habits, but your sexual habits as well. At the end of the day, you the person that got to live with your choices. So be smart, be respectful, and handle your business. That's all I got to say about that.
Totally agree with you. I totally agree.
So
get tested, everybody. Because wait, I want to say one more thing. Because it's like this. Like every year, I get tested for HIV. Not like I'm doing any other type of stuff, but I'm just saying I just do it just to make sure I'm up on the up and up. But when I mention it, people look at me like I got HIV or something. And then I'll be like, when was the last time you had a test? 99, 2001. Come on, bro. Come on now.
No, I like where Walk's going with that, because if I was out there on the market, and moving around, I'm telling you, to interact with me, there are some hoops you have to jump through, both you're gonna have to take some tests and whatnot, show some medical records, and prove, some situations, with me. Also the vaccine, did you take that vax? I'm checking that out. And
so wait a second, you're not hooking up with somebody just because they took a COVID vaccine?
Oh yeah, they took that COVID vaccine. That's already an issue for me. Because that says a lot on a couple of different levels. I'm concerned about those spike proteins, even though we know a little bit now how to combat that, which is doing a 72-hour fast, which I'm in the process of doing right now. I'll be off of it tomorrow. And so that resets our immune systems in general. That's a study that came out of USC. That vaccine. If you're not pure blood, I'm already looking at you a little funny. In terms of I'm looking to hook up with you. At the end of the day. There's some hoops.
Go ahead. So what you saying, Walt?
Charles X, you do have a good point there, because I took the vaccine 2 years ago to go on this cruise with someone. I don't say names anyway, but check this out. I'm having lasting effects, and then I got COVID again last November. I'm feeling like, am I still sick from freaking November? Like, it's crazy.
But wait, I will say that you got to understand.
I think it's from taking the vaccine.
It's 72-hour fast, brother. Do a 72-hour fast, water fast, and whatnot. Get your immune system reset, and then it might mitigate and minimize some of those challenges that exist from taking that vaccine. I do a monthly.
Let's do a disclaimer here, because again, we got to have, when we're talking about cause, there's causality. You got to, in order to scientifically deduce what something is the causes, you have to eliminate all these other factors. People that may have taken COVID vaccines, you're still being exposed to COVID, and the vaccine isn't necessarily going to stop you from not getting COVID. So I'm just saying that there's all kind of things that can be contributing to your. Well, hey, you don't know. I'm just saying that
it's called shedding.
Some people don't have symptoms and they still have COVID. So I'm just saying it. So just like you say that you take your your AIDS test once a year, I'm just saying that you can get COVID and not know that your HIV test. You can get COVID and not know that you have COVID and still pass it on. So I'm just saying that a lot of stuff that's going on may be a fallout of actual being exposed to COVID as opposed to the vaccine. Go ahead.
I've seen a video. This lady had a whole video. If I run into it again, where she was saying the same thing that I'm saying. She had a whole video, and she could not even report back to work because after you have COVID, you can't have the symptoms when you go back to work. She had a whole video, and she was like, it took 2 months for her to clear even having the symptoms of COVID from 2 months ago. So I'm just saying. And I was looking, and she was talking about she was having feelings of throwing up and all that stuff. And I'm like, darn, that kind of sound like what I was going through. And it ain't because I be eating that stuff. But you know what? Let me stop. Floyd X ain't here.
Anyways, you got some. You want to tie this up, First Lady J, our medical expert, or at least someone that's
It's
in that
just
field.
interesting how this turned into a COVID situation, a vaccine from going from nutrition, colorectal, and HIV. And just for the record, there is something called long haulers when it's dealing with COVID, and it typically has something to do with a person's pre-existing health history. And that's why some of these things still linger with people. Let me please be clear on that. But in closure, and I want to say, Walk, you should be getting more than HIV testing if you're sexually active. You should get all the STD screenings. So I will end with that, and let's move on to the next topic, because I think we've
I hear
said
what you're saying. We said too much, but so now we're gonna talk about our celebrity crushes disrespectful when in a relationship. Now
you get off the screen.
I know. So
okay, we don't want to see else.
now let me shout out.
Go ahead.
So our celebrity crushes disrespectful when in a relationship. So I want to shout out my brother Sean Hogan and his lovely wife Michelle Abrams. You know, they have one person that they can joke about, and it's just sort of like their running joke. You know, one of them is The Rock and one of them is Beyonce. And I'm just saying that they do it. It seems to be a non-problem for them. And I remember back in high school, my celebrity crush was Paula Abdul. I thought she was the baddest female in the world. And my girlfriend at the time, her crush was Keith Sweat. Suffice it to say, I'm just saying that it's something that can be done respectfully if you handle it a certain way. I would tend to discourage to not do that. I would say that just, don't even comment. If you feel some way about it, just don't even say something. Because even if your spouse or whatever just smiles when you say it and it's a running joke, they may feel kind of some way on the inside. And I know for sure that I'm not making any of those type of jokes. And now with my present wife, because, I want to wake up with all the things I went to sleep with. So,
I don't feel there's nothing wrong with that. Come on, for the last 20 years, we've been hearing Morris Chestnut. Every chick I date or something, they talk about Morris Chestnut or something like that. Then it's The Rock. And then it's the guy who played Creed and stuff like that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that because I got my favorites too. Because I've been in love with Nicki Minaj since 2009. Come on now, since 2009. I used to watch her on YouTube, be like, oh my gosh, she is so fucking fine. You know what I'm saying? All that. Me and Maya broke up years ago. In my mind. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. My ex-wife, we was together and I used to work at this movie studio. I would pick up and deliver film reels, all kinds of stuff. And I would get these free posters. I had G.I. Joe, The Rock. He was on it by himself. And it had G.I. Joe, The Rock, and it was fucking bulked up. I put the poster up behind our main door. No one could see it from the outside, but behind our main door in our room. And I'm like, if you want to look at that while we do it, you go ahead, girl. You think of the Rock. You want me to put them up on the wall? I don't care. Because it's a fantasy, whatever, but I think it's harmless. Yeah.
Hey, First Lady J, what you got to say about this?
Oh, you did zoom in on me, huh? I think
the reason why I zoomed in on you is because you actually inspired this situation. I'm not gonna say how it came about, but just
Okay. So I do feel like celebrity crushes are absolutely normal. They are normal, but it can become disrespectful to a certain degree. It's how each individual handles it. It's kind of like if you're a person that's overweight and your spouse is making fat jokes about you, you can feel some type of way. So male or female, if you are walking around the house or constantly making comments about a celebrity, someone that we all know that you typically won't have a chance with, it's a possibility it can start making he or she feel some type of insecurity, like dang, I'm right here, but you're drooling over a celebrity or what you will, do for a celebrity when I'm right here, somebody that you don't have a chance with, it can cause some type of insecurity. And if you're in love with a celebrity, you definitely have a mental issue. How can you be in love with someone that you more than likely will never be with, male or female? I feel like it's disrespectful if I'm going around ratting or raving about Denzel or Morris Chestnut. Ooh, oh, he just, oh, this in front of my mate or whatnot. Oh, I would just this over him. Or if my mate doing the opposite, that's a form of disrespect, no matter how anyone sees it. There has to be some boundaries. I do know celebrity crushes are absolutely normal. There can be joking involved with it, but when you do or say certain things, it's disrespectful. Like Walk saying, "Oh, put a picture up if we want to have sex," and you fantasize. Okay, if you have a picture up and you looking at another guy while you having sex with your man, he's just physically there. Your mind is mentally on this celebrity, someone you don't even know. Same with a female. It's still a form of disrespect. I don't know what he said.
Hold on, it's Cardi B. I know about it.
Oh, black, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Call me
brother
back,
Charles
bro.
X, you got something to say about this?
Yes, sir. I'm, call me old fashioned, call me old school. You know what I mean? But with me, when I chose who my wife was going to be, because again, I like to remind people is that women choose who they have sex with, men choose who we marry. There are certain criteria that had to be met, be met in order to achieve that with me, to be my spouse and whatnot. And so with me, I've never been a starstruck kind of guy. You know what I mean? Just because this person holds a certain status, and whether it be sports or entertainment or what have you, you know what I mean? I'm still looking at these individuals as men, women, they've achieved, some higher level of visibility and whatnot, but these are just, normal people. So, with me, I had to train, if you will, the people don't like that word, but, we could use rehabilitate, mold, enlighten, develop, my spouse, to be like, look, we're not going to be in this mindset. There are beautiful people, throughout the world, you know what I mean? Whether we see them on TV, where we pass by them in everyday life, and so when we're starting to talk about, infidelity or transgressions, before it ever becomes something physical and materialize it begins in the mind. So we're not going to be in that process to where just because we see somebody on TV or maybe we walk by them in real life to where we're going to just, be gawking. We're going to acknowledge in advance that, look, there's some beautiful people, out here, just in general, whether it be, physically, how their face are, with me, I'm a bald head brother, you know what I mean? If maybe I had some dreads, that might be more attractive, to some, you see what I'm saying, but, in our relationship, is already acknowledged and we understand that, look, there's some, great individuals out there, in terms of their outward appearance and whatnot, and then it's just left at that, you know what I mean? And so we're not crossing it, making comments, gawking, and doing anything like that. It's just something that, we're not bringing stuff up like that. You know what I mean? We just know, okay, hey, we watching the movie, there's a, The Rock is on there and he's swelled up and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm not, exactly out of shape, but I'm not in no Rock shape. You know what I'm saying? Look, okay, the brother, that's where he's at. And we see a female, and she is, has a lot of, attributes that men tend to gravitate towards. Hey, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my good. Oh man, I want, we're not going there. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it is with us.
I totally disagree. I feel you. But you know what, Mr. Charles X, you might be right. Maybe that's why I done got divorced so many times. Maybe you might be on to something, my brother. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it's not a big deal. But now if you going over the top, see, to me, I feel like the most thing is like you really, like Lady J say, you don't have action at these people. You probably never seen them face to face or anything like that. And but I always say this too, like what I used to say with my ex-wife, because I would talk about Nicki Minaj a lot. I ain't gonna front. But I say, who has more of a shot? Do you have more of a shot with The Rock, or do I got more of a shot with Nicki Minaj? Come on now. Which one would be more likely to happen first? It damn sure ain't me and Nicki Minaj. Especially when she heard me and Cardi B was together. Girl, stop calling.
Yeah, my
this
wife.
dialogue reminds me of that Omale concert that just happened not too recently. The African Caribbean music star, where the sister, was with the boyfriend for 7 years, and she just, was going crazy. Gets called up on stage. He not knowing that, she there with her man and whatnot. And then she went real overboard. And then the brother came back looking weak as hell. Talking about, should I just go ahead and dismiss, this and whatnot. So. Like I said, to each their own, but I'm just, OG, with my mentality, what I'm saying, so, I'm the type of dude too, to where, if my girl want to go a different direction or whatnot and everything, hey, it's not going to be cutting up, acting crazy or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is. You know what I mean? And then, I'm going to keep it moving. You see what I'm saying? So, but I understand that everyone's not with that mentality, but
Wait, I got one more story. That was your cute. Nice.
I was thinking you were gonna do that. I was like, I wanted to do it. But I was like, this would be so disrespectful. He set me up really good, but
the baby was having a concert. They did a practical joke on somebody. A guy was there with his chick, and then he said, "You could come backstage with me," and she left her boyfriend to go backstage with the baby.
Yeah, so that stuff really does happen. And obviously that's an example of going too far. My wife always jokes about, well, she can leash you. Like if my wife want to get paid, she'll put me on the track. that's her stance. She's like, so if there's some big celebrity female out there, she want to pay that money like was that Robert Redford movie? I would get sold.
Indecent proposal.
Yeah, so anyways, but are we gonna bother with the later play, or are we gonna leave it?
Leave it.
I think we should dive deep into the.
This is what we should do. Hey, Walk.
That's another lob.
No, I got to do this properly, so that's why. But anyway, so on that note, again, Focus Up, every Saturday, 9 a.m. on your Focus Up network, and you got Spin That Back at 10:30. Sex Talk with Walk on Thursdays at 9 p.m. and various other things. And we every now and then we're gonna have some Sunday school where we deep dive into stuff. But I can't see this freaking outro thing, but that's why I'm messing it up. But here it goes. I'm sorry about that. So on that note,